How you fellas doing there? Gonna go ahead and put a bastard pack on the front of this Excursion, give it a little bit of lift. Let's start off by checking the height here. I'd say that's about 16. So that'll be our as found condition. We'll measure that again when we're done. Figure out how much lift we got on this. All right, give me a few minutes, I'll show you some progress. Take a second to chalk your wheels before you jack the old pig up. Let's get started jacking this old pig up. And check back in with me in about a half an hour. I had to take the jack handle off so the garage will close because I can tell you we ain't gonna finish this today. All right, let's get these hub rings off. You should go ahead and pick a good spot to hide them from yourself. That way, in a week when you're trying to put it together, you can't figure out where they are. All right, numero dos. Come on, sweetheart. All right, let's get the ear splitter turned on. Get you in here. You can see I got a fantastic 1 inch of up travel, you know. So this old pig, she's just banging on the bump stops. These springs are what are called parabolic in that they're thicker here than they are at the edges. I don't have other parabolic springs. I'm just gonna slide in a leaf from the rear. That'll stiffen her up. And you know, you can see the U-bolts are long enough to do that. I'll try to show you guys a little bit better how you do a bastard pack here. All right, keep making my life easy, compressed air. Yep. Oh my goodness. Get up. Fuck you, look. Yeah. Keep going. There we go. Woo, what a peach. All right, you can see the centering pin or centering bolt removed from the leaf spring pack. Here's the bolt itself. You can see there's quite a bit of corrosion and necking on this one. So even if it was the right length, we're not going to reuse it. Like I said, socket head bolt will do just fine because it'll provide that same round centering pin action. And then we'll get one here, I don't know, probably half an inch longer to allow for the new leaf spring pack. What I'm going to do now is pull these C-clamps off. I'm going to start test fitting and getting ready to cut the new leaf, the third leaf. All right, so that's the bastard pack assembled. You can see I've got the U-bolts back on. You see, I ended up using the third leaf on the Excursion just as a test fit rather than cutting the main leaf. Save myself a little bit of work. So that was a happy accident. But yeah, this is how you get it back together, right? You clamp it down, you get the holes to align, you bring the pin in, and you know, you bolt it up. Now let's jack this thing up, see if we can see a height difference. All right, picked up about 1 inch of ride height here. The other side's not done yet, so right now it's off a little bit. I think when we get the other side bastarded up, we'll see a little bit of lift there. All right, buckle up. Let's see if I can show you guys how to do this. We already got some PB blaster on there. Nut's a little rusted, so the wrench is having a hard time grabbing it. Notice I got the vice grips on the lower part of the centering pin. Oh, there she goes. Oh, there she goes. All right, now maybe we can get the rest of her with the impact. Thank you, sweetheart. Dear Jesus, please Jesus. Oh, thank goodness, that wasn't too bad. All right, what we're gonna do here is tighten these C-clamps and try to align that centering pin with the new leaf spring, the third leaf spring we're adding in. A little bit off here, but there it goes. That'll get her. As you can see, it's starting to move the pin a little bit, so we'll just tap it until it aligns properly. All right, pin's in. Bring it the rest of the way down with these C-clamps. And you may notice the pin is upside down, but that's just for ease of getting it lined up. Once it's lined up, we'll flip it over and put it in the right way. All right. All right, so that's pretty good. She's tight. A little tap on the bottom here because she's still not lined up. There she goes. All right. All right, installation is the reverse of removal. Don't have a deep socket, but that's okay. We'll get her home with the wrench anyways. I have some never sees on there, and keep in mind you can never have enough never sees on something like this, especially since this bolt's just going to get rusty as all piss. All right, so with that on, you can take the C-clamps off, and that bastard pack is together now. This is actually backwards of what you'd expect on the Excursion. Short end is towards the back, long end is towards the front. On the rear, that would be flipped, but in fitting a bastard pack, you should be able to see that kind of stuff. You know, look, quite honestly, your mileage may vary, right, depending on your intelligence level. I had to use 2 ratchet straps to get the axle to align with the pin on the bushing. Don't be afraid to do that, because once it's aligned, the axle will be in the right position. You'll be able to jack it up and down, especially with this heavier stuff. You know, you're not going to fight it with just your own strength. You're going to need stuff like ratchet straps and pry bars. All right, give me a second. I'll pull these straps off and we'll start getting those U-bolts on. All right, let's get this old girl a little bit closer to being back together. All right, for whatever reason on this side, I'm going to have to trim a little bit off the top of that. On the other side, I didn't need to, but you can see right here, top of that centering pin's too tall. All right, give me 5 minutes. We'll whiz disc that off. All right, let's get this bad girl back together. Liberal application of anti-seize will help us the next time we're under here, or for the next poor son of a bitch who's under here. Probably fixing our work, to be honest, but hey, that's either a future day problem or that's a next owner problem, so fuck a duck. All right, I like to put the nuts on the bolts I take off, that way there's one less thing to find as I'm underneath this thing. It seems like I'm always trying to put these together around midnight, so a little trick there. Don't know if you want to use it or not. All right, a little bit of never sees on the threads there. All right, going together, going together. Now let me get underneath there and zip those on a little better. All right, you got about 3 inches of up travel there. That's better than the 1.5 inches we had before. I'm gonna go to the other side and keep working. All right, get those upper shock bolts installed. In case you're wondering, this is the I think it was Rough Country or Rusty's kit. It was just the economy kit, and I think it does an okay job considering Excursion's at best an okay rig. All right, let's see if we can get those lowers on there. That's the real pain. All right, wish me luck. Let's see here. Let's get the washer on the outside. And of course these shocks are gash shards, which I'm always real happy for when I'm installing them. Now let's see here. All right, get it started. Back it up to get the sleeve in there. Oh, thanks, sweetheart. Let's try that one more time. Hey, up. All right. Okay. Yeah. Go. Remember, anything's a hammer. There you go, sweetheart. There you go. Yeah, there she goes. Getting in, getting in. All right. Pull her up. Come on, sweetie. There you go. There you go. All right. Everything's a hammer. All right, get your washer on there and there's the nut. All right, not too bad. Let's torque these bad girls down. Now, for whatever reason, when Rough Country selected the hardware, the head of the bolt's a 19, the nut of the bolt's an 18. Little things like that always piss me off, but in this instance, it doesn't piss me off enough to go get different hardware. But let's just keep in mind we want to thank Rough Country in their infinite wisdom. And, you know, to be honest, I'm sure it saved them 12 cents per kit, you know. But we ought to be thankful that they make the kit so that we ain't got to piece it together, because everybody knows we're too lazy to do that. All right, what's the torque spec on the shock bolt? Wait for it. Wait for it. Almost there. I can feel it coming. Click. All right. All right, let's keep getting this old pig back together. Go ahead and thank Ford for giving you hub-centric wheels. Makes it a little bit easier to get the lugs aligned. Don't ask me to explain that. All right, a couple on to keep the wheel on. That's all nice and good. You may notice there's a liberal amount of anti-seize here. Learned this from a couple relationships back. No such thing as too much lube. Let's go to our number 2 torque setting. Get on there, fucker. If you don't have one of these, go get you one of these. These are priceless. These will even pull the lug nuts off the smaller wheels. Alright, that's enough to set it on the ground, and then we can torque that to spec. Let's be liberal with the anti-seize here. Paint all these studs up. You'll thank yourself later. And God willing, you won't have to take these off for several years, in which case you'll really thank yourself. But who are we kidding? We'll be back in here next weekend screwing around with something else. But hey, that's okay. That's the nature of the disease, right? All right, let's keep working here. There you go, sweetie. Okay, not too bad. Where'd the fucking lug nuts go? No problem. Whiz these bad girls on down. Where are you at, sweetie? Come here. Get on there. Get on there. Get on there. Get on there. Alright, let's torque these stupid wheels to spec. Oh, that was quick. Oh wait, we're at 100, that's why. Let's see, the lug nut here says 150 foot-pounds, so that give you a pretty good idea what your torque spec is. Well, let's go ahead and travel to the Torrance International Suspension Testing Yard. See how this feels. Oh, not bad, not bad. So that's the result there with the front end lift and the rear end lifted. You can see it looks like we ought to change the blocks in the rear end, but still better than where we started, and it was free.